You always don't know if you're gonna keep that hat on and take
No,
that
there's
off.
ladies here, so I gotta take it off. My mom went there, someone smacked me. I had to learn that a while ago, so. Haven't seen you guys in a while. How was your time off?
Good.
Time off?
Enjoyable.
Okay.
You didn't have to come here and put up with us.
Well, that's true.
And you didn't have to put up with us. So.
Well, I missed you, though. You couldn't see me wink when I had my shades on.
Your second spring at UCLA, how did you feel compared to last year?
Oh, it's totally different. We have a much better feel for each other as a staff, as coaches and players. We know the personalities better. That's going to enable me to do a better job coaching these guys. I know what level now I think that we can push things, not push things, what they can grasp, but I now know their mannerisms, that when I do talk to them about certain things, they're able to, I know if they got it or they don't got it, you know what I mean? A lot of times when you coach, you'll say, yeah, they give you the nod, but they really don't have it. Now I know if they have it or not, I know what they can handle, I know how far to push the thing. Even, you know, if you watch us out today, you know, we're, the organization, the way we're doing things faster, signals, everything's just a little bit better. Actually, a lot better than when we started last year, because you know we all know each other, a lot more comfortable, and you know they're able to come over with me and have fun. We have more fun at practice than we did last year.
What did that mean that the offense had to run at the end of practice? You guys got to.
Coach Moore was the scorekeeper. I could not get him to call any penalties on the offense, so he made it tied up. We had the last one for the title. So we got one there on him, but trying to make it competitive at the end of practice. And, I think he deliberately tries to keep it tied till the end. So the last one's the big one, but it's just competing in practice. You know, we don't have pads on yet. The one thing we have to learn is how to practice without pads if we're going to be good. Stay off the ground. You know, don't. As Coach Moore has gone over and over with them. You know, let's practice smart, make each other better. So, and we've done that so far. I thought we've had 2 really good days of practice where we've helped each other get better.
How's the scheme changed a little since last year?
It hasn't changed a whole lot. You know, every time we go back, we look at different things. We tweak it. You know, we go back and review our film and try to make it better. We've added a couple little wrinkles to different things, but right now it's just basic fundamentals until we get into the game plan stuff.
Would you say those tweaks are to maybe be able to match up against more physical offenses?
Well, of course, I think that's the one thing that we, you know, felt we had to do a better job against the run, and we've addressed that all winter time. Not only, you know, schematically, but also, you know, what type of player we were looking for to play at those positions. Made a very concerted effort in our weight program in the off season for guys to add some good pounds, and no one does a better job than our strength coach Sal Alosi in training those guys. So, you know, we gave Sal some objectives we were trying to get for those guys, and they reached them, and we're going to try to get better this summer too. Because, you know, sometimes everybody thinks, you know, bigger is better. It's not always that way. It's just some things we can work on athletically, skill-wise. And also, you know, everybody forgets the mind's a pretty good weapon too. If you use it, you know, to understand formations and things like that, can really help us get better. So we're going to try to focus in and understand what we're doing, and then try to do a better job at looking for just all the little tips that we can maybe pick up from what the offense is doing. They give away plays if we just start to pay attention to some different things.
Who are some of the guys that you think, with the emphasis on physicality, stopping the run, can benefit and make a big impact in that sense?
Well, you know, I think it's always your front 3 or 4 guys that got to do a good job. We've got to get better at the point of attack. I think we've made an effort to really. So far, we haven't had pads on yet, but I think they understand how important that is. And it just comes down to being fundamentally sound up front. You don't want to get knocked back off the ball. You want to stay square. You don't want to get turned. There's nothing better when you're playing linebacker and there's nobody in your lap. I mean, it's just awesome. It's a great feeling. And they have to understand that, you know, what they have to do. And we've talked about it. And, you know, sometimes when you have points of emphasis as you get going for the next year, you can't have too many. You try to, or then you're going to have none. You just have so many that everything's. So we tried to emphasize one of the important things is we want to get knocked back. We want to be tougher at the point of attack. We want to do that, and that's what we're going to concentrate on this spring. It's one of our objectives.
How's Eddie Vanderdoes?
Eddie, he's like running. I think he's going to be in the. He's a bike rider now. I told him. I said he's like
Tour de France.
Tour de France. He's getting ready for the Tour de France. I think he's doing okay. I see him. He's always on the bike, and I have to laugh at him. But he's very important to our football team. And I think when we lost Eddie early last in the season, it affected us. Now, there's good or bad that comes from that, because what happens is we have, Ely got a lot more playing time than he would have. So there's good and bad from what happened there, but it'll sure be good to get him back. Let me just say that.
You don't expect to have him back for spring, though?
No, not at all. I think that would he be ready for it? I'm not sure with the medical people. There's no need. I think we'll win the spring game. So be okay from there. I'd like to have Eddie. We line up against Texas A&M next year, and I think he's progressing. Everything seems to be on target. His spirits are good, and as I said, it'd be sure nice to have number 47 back with us.
Who are some of the guys that have kind of stood out to you so far after just 2 days?
It's crazy. I'm not a guy to point out players, as you know, and it's hard with no pads on to really, because right now one of the things that happens in the spring, because the matchups are a little bit different right now, everybody's trying to get players in. You're not sure if it's, they're not, some of the guys you're going against might, on our side, we may be ahead of some of their players and vice versa when we put people in. So until we start putting the pads on and getting the matchups we want to, we'll just have to wait and see where that is. I'm not, how much you play with shorts on. Football's not played with shorts on, so we'll find out when we get the pads on.
You talked about how spring practice this year has been more fun for the defense. It seems like they're having a good time out there. What's that a result of?
I think a lot of it has to do with they're a lot more comfortable with what we're trying to get done, and the objectives that we're trying to do. And I think that there's a lot of, now that we know each other better, they're having a little bit more fun with me too. So they're beautiful sometimes. There are some funny things that happen out there, though. They do make me laugh.
Like what?
Oh, no, there's not a chance I'm going there. Not a chance. There's just no way. But they're young men. They do come up with some good things. I mean, you really got to be on your toes, because they pick up everything. They really do.
Where do you see a guy like Deion Hollins fitting in? I know it's not a new scheme per se, but fitting in this 4-3.
Well, Deion's going to play what he played for us last year, the same position. He's not going to be any different. Deion adds a lot to our football team. He's a different speed guy. I mean, Deion can do a lot of different things. He's almost like a linebacker playing down. He can pass drop. He can rush the passer. We can do a lot of different things with Deion. He's able, for one, to spy the quarterback. He can find him. He can run with him. That's one of the things is when you get into that type of schematics, he has the ability to do that. So he's a very important part of our football team, and he will be. And we just got to get, and he's going to do a lot of different things for us as we move forward. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.